Constantly. Like, this is a constant question that keeps coming up all the time. Um, how do we stop going blank, or how do we stop freezing with just the thought of getting in front of the camera? This is the big one. And the reality is, when you think about so-called fear, and I'm going to dig deeper over here for the next 8 to 10 minutes. Um, the fear factor that you're referring to is really not a fear, because we've been indoctrinated to understand the wrong definition of fear. So let's just start there and clarify something really upfront. A fear is something where you know that there is a caution of danger, but that's something in the future based on the imagination that you have about how things could go wrong, and that's an illusion or a delusion. But you have no idea whether it's really happening or not. That's what the indoctrination is. The reality is, though, that fear that you're talking about is incorrect as a definition. Fear is when that caution of danger is real, like it's right there in front of you, and it's gonna do harm to you. But the reality is, you're not experiencing fear. What you're actually experiencing is a mild or an extreme form of anxiety. And that, my friend, is based on an illusion or an imagination of how things can really go wrong in the future, which then causes you to experience this blank moment or this hesitation of not wanting to get in front of the camera. So, understanding the differentiation between fear and anxiety is really mission critical. So, it's not really fear, because your life is not in danger by showing up on camera, if you understand what I mean. It is more like an anxious feeling that you experience, either mild or extreme or somewhere in between. And that's basically connected to the thoughts in your head that you have formed based on an imagination or an illusion that you might have about things going really wrong. For example, you may think that if you create your content and you show up on camera, what if you look like an idiot? What if you look unprofessional? What if you don't come across like you know your subject well as an expert? What if your knowledge about your expertise or your industry is not good enough, etc., etc., etc.? What if your audience makes fun of you? What if you get haters on your comments of your post? Like, these are so many crazy amount of things that go through our heads as far as thoughts are concerned, that really affects us. Especially, I know some of our students or our clients, they experience things like what they're wearing. What if what they're wearing is not correct? What if what they're wearing is embarrassing or out of alignment with what they're talking about? Like, they get into this nitty gritty, and they worry about these things. But this worry comes from a state of anxiety, not fear. Because fear is when you know that there is a caution of danger that is real danger. With showing up on camera, it's not really a fear of being on camera. It's more about being anxious on camera. And that's why you experience these blank moments. Or that's why you forget what you have to say. And that's why you feel like you need to depend on a script or a teleprompter, for example. When the reality is, you just have to know how you can take your thoughts that you're in control of and change those thoughts from a state of or a reflection of doubt to thoughts that are a reflection of belief. Belief in what? Belief in who? Belief in you. Belief in your product. Belief in your ideas or your strategies or your approaches towards helping your client or your audiences experience a solution to the problem that they're facing, right? So there are lots of ways to overcome this so-called fear of being on camera, which is nothing else but anxiety. And you can feel more confident, but I'm going to give you 3 simple moves that you can apply right now. So let's go across to the whiteboard, and I'll break them down for you. Really simple, okay? So the first one is, let me just put this here. Let me just give it a heading. 3 simple moves. By the way, if you're enjoying this, and if you know that you're experiencing this, or you did at some point with getting in front of the camera, and you're better now, or you're not better yet and you're still struggling, drop it in the comments, and feel free to let me know. I'd love to know where you're at.
But I'm going to give you these 3 simple moves. The first thing is practice. Practice makes permanent. What do I mean by that? Well, here's what it is. You need to start shooting your videos and do short form videos. Why? Because if you do shorter videos of yourself, you'll start feeling more confident and comfortable. Classic example. If you go to Instagram and you shoot a 15-second video or a 30-second video or a 60-second video or a 90-second video, that's good practice. Why am I saying that's good practice? Because now you have a chance for making mistakes, but you have a small window of doing that. So you can get shorter content, you can get shorter ideas out quickly, and then you can test them and you can see what happens with that content, because it allows you to get a little more familiar with the way you show up in front of the camera, looking right down the barrel of the lens of the camera, making eye contact per se, keeping the camera at eye level, all these fun things that you can do with your phone. It allows you to get comfortable with it, and then gradually you can increase the length of your videos. But having that opportunity to hold your phone in front of you, if you're shooting these short videos, you have a chance now to simplify the complex, to simplify the way you need to show up on camera. That's really important. And listen, I don't care what kind of business you're in. I don't care how great a professional you are or an expert you are in your industry. You do realize that it took you a lot of hours, a lot of effort, a lot of sweat, blood, and tears for many of you to get to where you are as an expert. It's the same thing with regards to getting comfortable on camera, getting more confident on camera. You need to make sure to create your content confidently with consistency. You need to make sure that you practice like a professional, because professionals do exactly that. They practice more and they keep practicing for that one opportunity, for that final show. And then that's when they show up and they shine. But in order for them to show up and shine that one time, they're practicing the rest of the time, right? 99% of the time. Amateurs, on the flip side, they don't practice at all. They just deep dive and they try to go in and they try and show up and shine, and they fail miserably. And when they fail miserably, they know, and the people that are watching them know, that they're full of smoke and mirrors. You don't want to be any of that. You want to make sure that you're working like a professional. When it comes to putting on your marketer's hat on and creating content for your videos, make sure that you're actually practicing it. And the easiest way to practice is not by just practicing it and shooting these videos on your phone and then saving them in your draft folder. That's not what I mean by practice. I mean, you shoot your short video, whether it's 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, or 90 seconds, and post your video out there. Let people get a feel of your imperfections, because you're not perfect in the way that you would like to be. Sorry to say, none of us are. And that's the lowest form of mediocrity, trying to pursue perfection. It's the lowest form of a mediocrity. Okay? You are not mediocre. Your audience knows that. You know that. And so for you to embrace that, you need to show up in that fashion. And the only way you can do that is by getting these shorter videos out without trying to be perfect, and allowing yourself to know that this is practice. And it's gonna eventually end up giving you a chance to increase the length of the videos, where you can get comfortable doing 4 to 5 minute videos. Or even better still, if you want to fast track that, you would come to our $7 a month Video It membership program, right? And we meet every single week, and the guys are held accountable. They whip out their phone, we give them the strategy, they whip their phones out, they shoot their videos, 4 to 5 minute videos in a breakout room, and they come back and they post those videos, and they keep on getting better and better and better at it every single day. That's because of the accountability that we do every single week, where we coach them, we answer questions, we hot seat and make sure that they're guided in anything that they're stuck with, so they get unstuck. We do master classes. Like, this is where you can surround yourself with these people in this kind of an environment and fast track your level of comfort. But if you're trying to do it on your own, then start with shorter videos, and then you can increase the length of those videos. Okay, number 2. The second move that is really mission critical for you to take place is focusing on your message, not your appearance. Okay? Don't worry about what you're wearing, whether your makeup's right, whether your your mood is right. I know these things feel like they're important. Hey, look, I've been guilty of that myself many a times, right? I feel like I need to be in a good mood to shoot my video. Now, yes, logically you might say, yeah, well, you got to be in a good mood to be able to create your content and share, because you got to show up and bring your energy. Yes. However, that's not the focus area. The focus area is in what you're saying, why you're saying it, what do you want to convey, not just say, but what do you want to really convey so that it lands for the audience? Because ultimately, if someone's watching a video, they're watching it because they have a problem and they're looking for a solution, and they either found you or you found them, and they're getting a chance to pay attention to your video, and they're hoping that they will get the answer to their problem, to their questions, right? So your job is to make sure that if you want to really build confidence and you want to show up and shine, make sure that you show up and shine through focusing on what you want to say and get that message out there to them clearly, concisely, and in a simple way that will actually convey your point. And when you can do that, you're now focusing on the right intention, if that makes sense. So pay close attention to what you're putting your intention on. And make sure that you're intentional about your message and you're focused on the message, not on the appearance. I can keep going on about this forever, but you know where focus goes, energy flows, like Tony Robbins always says. That's right. Whatever you put your focus on and your mind on, that will expand. So if you tend to focus on, okay, what am I wearing? How do I look? Is my makeup right? Is my hair right? Is my top right? Is it ironed or not ironed? Like, if we start thinking about these things, guess what happens? We're losing the opportunity of focusing on the audience, which is what matters the most to us, and we end up putting the limelight and focus on us. That's not what it's about. Our audience does not care about how we look on camera. What they care about is whether their problem was solved. That problem could be anything. Maybe in the moment their problem is they're bored and they're looking for some form of engagement and entertainment. Okay, great. Well, are you focused on that? Is your message entertaining? Is your message empowering? Maybe someone's looking for being empowered because they've had a low day or week or month or year. They're looking through your content to be empowered. Are you focused on that? Are you focused on making sure that someone's stuck and that you're going to unstuck them through what you're going to share, through what you're going to say? That's the focus. When they feel your genuine care for them, they will start feeling genuine care for you and your content. And now you don't have to worry anymore about crickets. You don't have to worry anymore about, oh, people are not really coming back to me with what I'm asking them to at least interact with me with. No, you don't have to care about that because it's no more about you. The spotlight's moved from you and it's moved across on your audience. That's what I mean. That's why I say focus on the message. Don't focus on your appearance. Okay. The third simple move is using visualization. Visualization and positive talk, right? What do I mean by that? Visualization and positive talk. Use your power of imagination to see yourself succeed on the camera, on the message with the message you're trying to convey. Like, before you jump on the camera, just actually close your eyes for a second and actually watch yourself. Imagine yourself literally doing a video, shooting a video, and doing an amazing job where you're so confident, you're actually hyper intentional in helping your audience solve their problem, and you're speaking about that one problem that's niggling at them, and you're giving them a solution to that one problem, and you're imagining you helping these people on camera. This visualization is really, really powerful. I've been doing it forever. I can't even remember when the first time I started doing it, but it really helped me from the time I started visualizing, because the power of visualization is not just on camera. You can do that with everything else in your life in order for that reality to take place. And you can turn this whole concept of imagination into reality by simply telling yourself that you're doing a phenomenal job, not hyping yourself up. That's not what I'm saying. Don't get it twisted. I'm saying it's really important for you to see what you're doing. But in order for you to see what you're doing, you have to have positive talk, which means you got to say what you want to do. Because the world we see is based on the words we say. So if you want to see a world in which you're showing up on camera very confidently, you're not freezing, you're not going blank. Instead, you're showing up, you're focused on the message, you're focused on what the audience wants. You're really, really involved in practicing your short videos because you're getting more confident, you're increasing the length of these videos. If you're focused on this, if you can see yourself performing, doing the simple necessary steps or making those simple necessary moves in order for you to be confident on camera, so you don't ever have to worry about freezing anymore on camera, so your content can show up in favor of your audience. When you can see that and you start using words and saying the words that are in alignment with what you see, guess what? There is absolutely no way in hell that you will not see the world you want to see. You will actually experience success, both in the form of internal achievement, but also you'll start seeing the fruits of it externally in the form of ROI, return on investment, right? You will start seeing how people will start responding to you, and they'll be like, man, you're doing so great on camera. But not just that, they will see the same you off camera as they will see the same person on camera. And that means now you're showing authenticity, which is a big buzzword about a couple of years ago. You can really bring your flavor. You can bring you by simply using real good positive talk, meaning focusing on saying things that you want to have and you want to see, and then you will see that just before you start shooting your video. Every single time before you go. It's no different to what professionals do before they get on the court to play basketball. It's no different to professional swimmers before they jump into the pool. It's no different to professional football players who get onto the field. Like, visualization and saying what we want to see is the best way, and it's the surefire way for you to actually create your success that you want to create in front of the camera. My friend, this is exactly how you will really gain traction if you just follow these 3 simple moves. But if you really want to fast track, then you're more than welcome to download a cheat sheet that we created in terms of how you can create your videos with confidence, videos that will actually create hot leads for you, get more clients for you. And you can do that in the form of a manner where there is strategically talking to an audience that doesn't know you, talking to an audience that kind of knows you, and talking to an audience that already knows you and they're ready to work with you. There are 3 different ways of how you can deal with these people. There are 3 different angles you can come from. There are many different objectives that each video or intention that each video tends to have in order for us to get different outcomes. What do I mean by that? Like an objective of wanting to get more engagement with people. From people, an objective of a video to create a solution for people for the problem they have, an objective of a video where you want someone to buy something from you or download something from you, right? So many various objectives of videos in the marketing world. You can get easily overwhelmed if you sit on YouTube and try and listen to a lot of free content all the time and not know which one to apply, or you can really hone in the skills. You can hone in the camaraderie and be among supportive people who are like-minded like you in business, want to go ahead and create bigger impact and great income and a bigger influence. And you can actually rub shoulders with people and you can have a conversation and hold each other accountable and get it done in a faster way. How do you do this? Well, simple. I've got a cheat sheet for you that we can give you. All you need to do is literally drop a comment below and say cheat sheet, and I'll make sure you get that cheat sheet. It's a simple way of knowing how to strategically show up in front of an audience that doesn't know you. We call them the cold audience, versus how to show up on camera in front of an audience that kind of knows you and they're warming up to, called the warm audience. And also how to show up in front of an audience that is hot, ready to buy from you, where they're ready to say, when they listen to your video, watch you say something on the video, they're going, you know what, shut up and take my money, Sohan. Like, if you want to be able to know how to show up on camera with confidence and not freeze and speak with these different types of audiences, well, this cheat sheet is exactly what will help you to fast track. So if you want this, in the comments, all you need to do is say cheat sheet, and we'll make sure that we get it to you. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. In the meantime, go ahead and rock it out, show up on camera, practice, create the short videos, make sure that you focus on the message, don't focus on your appearance, and then make sure that you use visualization and positive words of what you want to see in your world just before you shoot the video. Do that and watch this magic happen. And feel free to let us know, in the comments, or send me a DM and let me know how you went by using these 3 simple moves. All right, talk to you guys later. If you're interested in cheat sheet, comment the word cheat sheet and we'll get that to you. All right, talk to you soon. Ciao for now.